They want to save up on their fouls, but at the same time, you have 5 fouls to give. And we were talking about this during the trip coming here that because they have such a deep front line as well, pwede nilang gamitin yung mga fouls nila in bringing the physicality to this very talented Pampanga front line.
Ooh, a three-pointer coming in from MJ Garcia, much to the delight of the Pampanga crowd that we have here in Palayan City.
So much Pampangueños here in the venue. And MJ Garcia, ayaw niya rin pahiyain ang mga fans sa Pampanga na tumipon dito sa Palayan City just to see him play. And then Rael Cervantes answers back with a 3 of his own.
First 3 points in this game for Rael Cervantes. Caloocan regains the lead 9-8. Almost halfway done in the opening quarter of game number 2. Baltazar goes to Archie, our reigning homegrown player of the year. The pull-up and the make.
That's already 3 points in the game para kay Archie Concepcion. His shot here in the first quarter.
10-9. Back and forth we have gone. Irvin Palencia, pinapalabas si Jerimer. No charge there. And here's Bonsubre with 8 on the shot. Almost a steal. Good effort. Patrabaho ka talaga against these kids of Pampanga.
This was Prince Casin attacking the middle off of the post. That's coming from pass by Gabi Espinas. But look at Luis Sangalang getting the step on Ronnie Matias, going to the left for those 2 points. I hope I still remember it right. But yeah, that was one of the things that I remember kung bakit niya sinusot niya, even if it's not the San Miguel colors,
yeah,
and also the Northport colors, sinusot niya yan. Not just the socks before, kahit niya yung sleeves niya before, neon green
din. But somehow, someway, bumagay na rin no? Kay Arvin Santos. I want to say this though, with his neon socks, his pink tape, his white and orange and blue jersey, as MJ drives, he passes. That feed was a bit too low. Here's Concepcion. Archie spins. He's fouled.
Massive counter against the defense of Prince Casin. You saw Concepcion meaning to drive to the middle, seeing that that door was shut down, went for the spin on the dribble, and found a way to get inside the shaded area to draw the foul.
Would you actually say that spinning with the dribble is
out lifting it, being called for a dribbling violation? So kailangan na ikot mo. You have to spin with the basketball, with your body, with your hand above the ball.
Yes.
And that takes some practice. You just saw Coach Aldinayo
right
on the bench of Pampanga,
which also happened in game number 1. He's been behind Coach Dennis Delta Pineda for a while now, as Espinas off of the steal. The attacks Balti just missed it. Forward pass, another steal, and that's a foul on Mac Barakael by 1. 4 minutes gone by in the second. MJ will fire again. That's short. Rebound Balti. That's an easy one.
Well, MJ Garcia, I tell you, he's not been shy to hoist it up from the outside.
And the Vanguards. As now we begin the second half. That's a good look. Cervantes from downtown.
You see Po Sanga, he already knew that Rael Cervantes was going to be able to knock that down, flashing the 3 sign with both hands after he made that pass.
It's now 42-41. JLC, that's his spot.
And now this is a guy that Caloocan has to put some attention to after being the top scorer in the first half. He continues to be in that kind of role here for the Giant Lanterns to start the third quarter with that 3-point shot.
In the first half, you asked everybody to not forget about the scoring abilities of JLC as Rael Cervantes scores inside. Remember, once upon a time, John Lloyd Clemente was the leading scorer of the NU Bulldogs in the UAAP. As Serrano bounces, Balti will finish.
That's too easy. How many times have we seen that play become so successful for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns when you have Encho Serrano and Justin Baltazar involved in the 2-man game? Great pocket pass by Encho, finding Baltazar on the roll. But what about Caloocan coming out of the locker rooms on fire from the Baltazar? Another opportunity in the offensive glass, but good defensive stance by Junjun Bonsubre that leads to another 3-pointer here for Rael Cervantes.
That's the third 3-pointer. They will advance to the North Division Finals and they will await the victors between the Knights and the Vanguards. As now we begin the second half. That's a good look. Cervantes from downtown.
You see Po Sanga, he already knew that Real Cervantes was going to be able to knock that down, flashing the 3 sign with both hands after he made that pass.
It's now 42-41. JLC, that's his spot.
And now this is a guy that Caloocan has to put some attention to after being the top scorer in the first half. He continues to be in that kind of role here for the Giant Lanterns to start the third quarter with that 3-point shot.
In the first half, you asked everybody to not forget about the scoring abilities of JLC as Jael Cervantes scores inside. Remember, once upon a time, John Lloyd Clemente was the leading scorer of the NU Bulldogs in the UAAP. As Serrano bounces, Balti will finish.
That's too easy. How many times have we seen that play become so successful for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns when you have Encho Serrano and Justin Balti Baltazar involved in the two-man game? Great pocket pass by Encho, finding Baltazar on the roll. But what about Caloocan coming out of the locker rooms on fire from the outside?
That should be a highlight in itself for Irvin Palencia, who slipped unintentionally and he recovered with a three-pointer. Leaner for Encho, no good. Offensive rebound, good block by June Bonsubre.
A lousy effort, giving Balti Baltazar another opportunity in the offensive glass, but good defensive stance by June Bonsubre that leads to another three-pointer here for Real Cervantes.
That's the third three-pointer.
Lastly, that's an X mark also in dimming the light of the brightest lantern of the Pampanga squad, because Balti Baltazar was able to score 8 points in that first half.
Here's Balti, feed inside. Nice escape. You mentioned even though this time around he gets double teamed by Caloocan, he still finds ways in order for Pampanga to score of assists per game in the whole of the MPBL as Tayong Tong got fouled on the floor.
That's why he is the model piece to build a franchise around of. He's a guy who contributes in other aspects of the game.
If I may go away from play-by-play for a while here as Jael Cervantes fakes and drives and Cervantes is fouled. I want to go back to that narrative because you brought up the term franchise.
Not the shot that Caloocan wanted in that recycle after the offensive rebound by Matias.
Sorry miss, 2 sorry misses, but there's the putback by Balti Baltazar.
That's a problem when you go up against a team as talented and as taught. In fact, those were numerous opportunities for the Batang Kankalu in the prior possession. When Pampanga goes back, you somehow face a deflated defense and the effort goes down. That's why it allowed Baltazar to go for the offensive rebound and stick back.
Cabanan could not answer back. Rebound Serrano. Pampanga has complete momentum now in the fourth quarter. They're up by 5. Almost halfway done in this frame. Baltazar on the pick and roll. Basket and one.
Whenever the Giant Lanterns involve Baltazar on the screen and roll action, Caloocan has not been able to stop the pocket pass.
This assist of the game is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. The 2 brightest stars for Pampanga connecting on that play once again in the 5th season of the MPBL. Balti is nearing 20 points already in this matchup. Nice dime by his longtime friend. And the lead is now 7 points, which is relatively to Richard Campos.
Upon review, it's an offensive foul on number 21. Ronnie Matias is third.
There's a charge on Ronnie Matias, so Pampanga will get possession again.
Correct. It has been a lot more of Ronnie Matias at that 5 position para sa Caloocan.
Scoring in this quarter, 21-10. Basically, that's the difference of this game. Only 2 points separating these two in the third. Another signature spin by Encho Serrano. 99.99% of the time, the spin is faking left and going right for Encho Serrano, and yet he's still hard to stop.
And add to that, it was also coming off another two-man game with Balti to attack the basket, of which he's so good at eliminating Baltazar, but you then highlight the capability of Encho Serrano to go to the rim and finish.
Encho has the ball again. He's been doing the closing so far for Pampanga. Last 2 minutes, two-man game. Serrano, tough pass. JLC off to the left, rebound. MJ, he's blocked. Ball out of bounds.
1 minute in here for the boys of Coach Robert's season.
Here's Joko Tayongtong against Enzo Serrano. Tabanag will attack. Tough pass. Matias recovers. Joko cuts. And he's bothered by Balti. Also blown against Caloocan with 94 seconds.
Foul against the Batanggang Kaloo. Thankfully, they're not yet going to shoot free throws, talking about Pampanga.
Enzo Serrano being defended by Jennifer Cabanag. Approaching the last 80 seconds of this game. Two-man game. That has been the play for the past couple of possessions. Balti Baltazar with 4 to work with. He goes to JB. Bahio leans in and scores.
That's the thing. Excellent observation. Special. It's just that the two guys running the two-man game are very special.
Tayongtong made a 2-pointer on the other end. Time is running out. Under a minute to go. And it's a 14-point advantage for Pampanga. Just so everybody knows, game number 1 of the North Division Finals will happen Saturday next week. That's November 11. As Enzo Serrano scores inside.
And looks like Caloocan is now waving the white flag as Coach Robert Season has already moved on over to the other side to congratulate Governor Dennis Delta Pineda and the rest of it by the Giant Lanterns. You still got to give it to Caloocan for trying to keep it step with such a talented, athletic, young